Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Michigan here with another tank review for you, and this will again be closely followed by a 2-minute tank review for those on the channel who prefer that version of review. And today it's on the Tier 5 T-115, which is a Tier 5 premium Russian medium tank that came out of the Christmas boxes. And when I was looking for my first low-tier tank to review, I initially was looking at that Cromwell Applique thing, but I was looking at the stats on this, and I realized that this could be a really, really good tank. And I'll tell you, this was only my second game in this vehicle, and I think that this might be one of the best low-tier credit farmers in the game, especially if you use this tank on the SA server. Now, in this game, I am on NA, so you'll be able to see what this does against real players. Now, the T-115 has some really astonishing stats. What initially drew me to it was that it's a Tier 5 with 2,150 DPM. Now, with my fully maxed out crew from my Object 140 and a gun rammer and vents, and this is all standard equipment, I am up to almost 2,700 damage per minute, and this is on a Tier 5 medium. And this gun kind of reminds me of the A43 tiered down a little bit. So it hits for 110 damage with 125 penetration and a 3.0 second reload. With all of my equipment, that's down to about 2.6, and that is truly incredible for just blazing through enemy low-tier vehicles, including Tier 6 and Tier 7 tanks. I haven't had any issues facing Tier 7s in the 2 games that I've played. And in addition to that, it has 720 health, which is fantastic. Now, the base gun stats, accuracy stats, aren't that great. You have a .036 dispersion, but you do have a sub 2-second aim time at 1.92, and that really is pretty good, because you do get your shot on target. Now, here you can see that I'm double bushed against this T20, and I'm just going to light this guy up. And I'm using standard rounds here. That 125 pen, if you're aiming, is pretty good. Now, I just took a huge chunk, 3 shots off of that Tier 7 American medium, and he's already down to below half health. And that's just for me, a Tier 5 medium. I will note that while it's not the slowest tank, it still goes 48 kilometers an hour. And that's much quicker than you would think, considering, you must think, well, it's got a really good gun, and it's not really that slow, so it must not have a lot of armor. Well, you'd be wrong there too. It has 90 hull armor and 100 turret armor. And if you look here, I'm going to save you for a second while I rip another Tier 7 medium apart. Actually, this is a Tier 5, sorry. Tier 5, but just look what I'm going to do to this guy. Look at this rate of fire, 110, 114. And he's dead, gone. And I got a bunch of assist off of that too. And I'm already exceeded my health points by about 40%. Now, this armor, if you look at it, it's a little weird. So you can kind of angle it, but because it's sideways, it's angled on the front, you do technically make it a little bit less. But, it's still really good. You would think this would be susceptible to HE rounds or something, but it's not. Now, I will note the shells are a little slow. You can see here, it's 720 meters per second. But it really is amazing. And I get a couple shots off there, but I'm sticking out in the open, and that T20 spots me. So I do lose quite a bit of health there. Now, 720 is really good, but when you're taking hits from Tier 7s, you are going to feel it. Now, a little bit of a bad decision from me here. Try and poke up backwards, and I'm auto-aiming again, just because I'm trying to do it quickly so I don't get shot by him. But I notice he's focused on the VK, so I'm just going to put a couple shots into him. 1, 2... And you can see the accuracy isn't horrible. Now, remember, that's .36 base. So when you put a good crew in there and vents, it's going to get a little better. Again, an auto-aiming fail. I know there's 2 lefts on the enemy team, and they've been targeting me quite a bit here. So I'm just trying to be careful. It does have 340 base view range. The vents do help it a little bit, plus the BIA. But view range doesn't really matter. This is kind of an up-close and personal vehicle. So right here, I'm going to try and poke out just to spot this AT-8, and I'm really hoping my team can finish him, but they're just not penning, unfortunately. All these tanks up here, so that means I'm going to have to do it myself, and I'm looking for a shot. It doesn't quite pen, and that means I'm going to take a hit. I'm going to kill the AT-8, but unfortunately the AMX-12T is going to finish me off, and that is going to be the end of my game. But I do get a decent amount of assist off the end of that, and finish this game with 1,849 damage and 1,040 assist. We will speed this up for the rest of the game as the Super Hellcat goes to kill and spots the Scorpion and the Valiant, and now it's just the Grill left over. The enemy 12T just crashes right there, which is kind of hilarious. This Grill is going to get a really fun shot up against that Super Hellcat, but he's going to die immediately following. So that's just it. If you have not played the T-115 and you're looking for a low-tier credit farmer, I would recommend it. And one thing I did not mention is this thing has 8 degrees of gun depression, so it's quite flexible too. And it does have these little weird weak points, but it's tier 5. They're going to either pen you or they won't. So while I didn't block that much, there were 2 shots that I took that I didn't block, but they were eaten by my tracks. But you saw what I was able to do DPM-wise against a bunch of high-tier vehicles, especially twice against that T-20, where I took out almost all of his HP. So, a short replay for you. I will be using this game for a 2-minute tank review. If you enjoyed it, let me know if you play this tank especially. Let me know what you think of it. If there's any stats I missed that you think are important, feel free to leave them in the comments and I'll pin them. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. I know I just said see ya, but I completely forgot about the post-game now that I'm editing. So instead of chopping that out, I'm just going to tack this on the end. So we finished top of our team despite the loss with 3 kills, 1,849 damage, 746 base XP. We did get a Livahassos medal for destroying 2 tanks that were 1 tier higher. That would be the T-20 and that AT-8. Second class mastery badge, so you can see what it takes to get a mastery badge in this. People have been doing exceptionally well. All the medals you get for your initial games. We did fire 28 shots, 18 of which penned, so we did pen the majority of our shots. Not too much damage from over 300 meters. Most of this tank is close quarters, but we also did not have a lot of opportunity to shoot at distance. Received 5 hits, all 5 penned actually, so I was incorrect about 2 shots being in our track. That may have been the previous one. We did get 1,127 spotting. Again, quick game. It was a 1,119 base XP and 2,449 after everything. You can see we made 57,000 credits base. So if you're chaining battles like this, 6-minute battles, that's going to be quite a few credits an hour. You can multiply that by, so it's about a 6-minute battle. You know, multiply that by 10 for 10 games an hour at 6 minutes. You're making about 600k on the SA server. You'll get a better result, actually, because you'll be playing against bots and the games will go quicker. So you can probably make about 700k an hour, no problem, on the SA server if you don't like playing tier 8 premiums. Again, it will boost your win rate a little bit, but it will kill your average tier. So just something like that if you're a stit pitter. Anyway, second time, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.